Fallout 76. I just cannot seem to get away from this game. It just keeps making headlines, or I keep hearing stuff that really just makes me dread the future of not only this title, but future Bethesda games. Before we delve into today's story, here's some good news. So the ACCC, an Australian consumer protection government body, they have recently made Bethesda issue refunds in Australia for people who felt they were misled about Fallout 76. A lot of people obviously expected a functional product, but given how the game launched broken, unpolished, and unfinished, a lot of people requested refunds that Bethesda at first didn't grant until Australia stepped in and said, no, you're going to give refunds. And we're seeing reports here, according to Reddit, that some people have in fact gotten their refunds. So it reads right here, bam, it took a year to get this refund. Thanks, ACCC. And so that's good to hear. And I hope all the people in Australia who really wanted a refund because Bethesda literally ripped them off got their money back. I wished we could see this in more countries, like in America, where it would actually have a tangible effect on Bethesda's finance. Because I feel like Australia isn't a big enough market for Fallout 76 to make this a huge deal for Bethesda, maybe, but regardless, at least the Australian government takes this stuff seriously, and they actually saw the Fallout 76 situation for what it was. Now, the next topic of discussion is this website right here called MMOG Fails. So this is a blog website where this individual posts leaks about certain games, and apparently this individual has leaked a lot of accurate things about Anthem in the past. And, not everything was 100% accurate, but for the most part, this individual clearly has connections within the industry. People who tell him about behind-the-scenes goings-ons, and this guy has been kind of tackling Fallout first. The subscription model that's $100 a year, that paywalls gameplay features, and that launched broken, and that Bethesda has to fix. And a lot of people are obviously upset about Fallout first, but if you thought things are bad now with how it paywalls private servers, the stash box, and all these things, it's going to get worse, according to this leaker. Now, with any leaks and rumors, always take it with a grain of salt. It's not 100% confirmed, but given Bethesda's history and given this leaker's history, there is some merit here worth considering moving forward. So here is a post from October 30th, 2019, and the headline for this blog post reads, "More utility items coming soon to Fallout 76. Expect an update to Fallout first to make it even more attractive." Oh, God, Bethesda. Yep, not only are they ignoring the feedback right now, the backlash, they are doubling, tripling down on this subscription service. They're just burying their heads in the sand and just continuing to push the goalpost of monetization. So it reads right here, another quick Fallout 76 update. Fallout first subscriptions continue to exceed expectations. So I guess a lot of people signed up to this stuff. Well, it's your own grave for the people who actually doled out money for this awful value, but I guess people are allowed to spend money however they want, especially the first month sub statistics. So a lot of people got the $13 a month thing rather than the 1 year subscription for $100. They're now actively looking at changing the bonus outfit every few months to keep people interested. Those that subscribed for a year would get every outfit as it becomes available. Bethesda is also looking at other ways to increase year-long subscriptions. More utility items may be coming to Fallout first, as well as some sort of subscriber rewards program, and a few ideas of additional unique subscriber-only benefits are being tossed around. So it's upsetting enough that there are plenty of gameplay elements that have been paywalled, that Bethesda's gone back on their promise that they'd keep monetization cosmetics only, and it would seem as though there's just more utility stuff, so more convenience items, more gameplay features, that instead of being as part of a free update for this broken game will just be something people have to pay for, something Bethesda will charge for, a solution to problems that Bethesda will charge for. The blog post continued. Finally, more utility items are coming to the Atomic Shop. So beyond utility stuff paywalled behind subscription, the Atomic Shop will also have its own set of utility items and things that you can purchase there. They're checking Reddit and other communities to see what people want and will be trying to fit it in. See, this is the awful thing about all this. This is just the insult to injury. Bethesda asked the community for feedback, and a lot of the community members expected that Bethesda would take this feedback and update the game. What the community didn't expect is that Bethesda would exploit that feedback so that they can then sell back the recommendations made by the community, sell back the ideas from the community. It's pretty freaking scummy when you look at it that way. And that's what Bethesda's continuing to do. They're looking at community feedback, seeing what they don't like about the game and saying, okay, let's keep that thing that people don't like in the game so that we can then sell the solution. Now, it doesn't end there. There's this next post from November 1st, 2019, talking about how not only are more gameplay elements and utility stuff going to be paywalled behind the Fallout 1 subscription, there are items that only Fallout 1 subscription players will be able to buy. So it's a paywall within a paywall. This reads, quote, "No, Fallout 1 players aren't getting all the new items for free. They have to pay using the items they get from the subscription." From there, after talking about the nature of the sources who contacted him about the Fallout 1 stuff, what's going on behind the scenes, the post continued. So to answer the number one question I've been getting, no, not all new things will be given to Fallout 1 members free of charge. There will be Fallout 1 exclusive items that you have to spend atoms on. So on top of charging $100 a year, Bethesda is saying, all right, that subscription grants you the right to purchase even more stuff. The post continues, yes, that means there will be exclusive items that Fallout 1 subscribers get to purchase for atoms. As of now, even vaulted items are being considered, as well as plenty of new gear. As in, like, actual bona fide gear that affects gameplay? Or are we talking about skins? When you say gear, that sounds like potentially stuff that tangibly affects gameplay. Then the post says they are even discussing a Try It First program where Fallout 1 players get to buy things before anyone else. Wow. Fallout 1 will have a trial eventually. Right now, a week-long trial is planned, although that could change. So, give you a free sampler so that people will be more tempted to delve into this subscription model that paywalls stuff that everyone should get. So this trial is not coming for some time since the overall subscription sales have been excellent. That really gets to me that the Fallout 1 subscription thing's doing well. That people are falling for this and encouraging Bethesda to just enact stuff like this that so many people hate. That's just ultimately going to mean a worse game down the line for the people who cannot afford to pay up. These people who already spent $60 or more on the base game, if they can't afford $100 a year, they're just going to have an inferior, compromised experience. Anyway, moving on. In regular Bethesda fashion, this has already been given away as the test entitlements issue became known. Finally, there's an internal memo going around Bethesda condemning this site and a few YouTubers for fanning the flames. Oh boy, of course. Staff are told not to speak to anyone without HR having the final say. Seems like they're taking the BioWare approach to handling their game when it comes to communication. So even if community managers want to say some stuff about what's going on, they're being restricted in terms of what they're allowed to say, how much they're allowed to communicate. So that's why communication has been so DL lately. So on the down low, both on the subreddit and just across the board. Why Bethesda's been so quiet about the Fallout 1 backlash, why they haven't responded, because Bethesda's head's goals, the boss's goals, are just to ride out the storm. Finally, the post concludes with, I'm still told that the community has a lot of impact on how Fallout 76 turns out, so don't quiet down and let them get away with whatever they wish. Otherwise, full pay-to-win may be on the way. In fact, Bethesda will be introducing a few items that they consider borderline in the next few months. So when Bethesda first announced stuff like repair kits and scrap kits, they said, well, at least this stuff is not pay-to-win, it's just convenience. Awful excuse, but that's what they said, and they seem to imply that they're going to draw the line at full-on pay-to-win. They're not going to go that far, they're just going to be a little less shitty than that with convenience. But before that, they drew the line at cosmetics only, and then they crossed that line and they've kept going with that since. According to the leaker, they're even planning to cross the pay-to-win line. If this leaker is to be believed. And this all sounds on brand for Bethesda at this point. Things are going to get much worse. If people don't speak out, if people don't express their discontent, if people continue spending money on the microtransactions and the subscription stuff. And apparently the subscription's doing well. So Bethesda has no reason to stop being scummy, given the company's so focused on the monetary aspects of things now, rather than on actually just creating good games. This excerpt continued, if the community remains quiet about these pay-to-win utility items, Bethesda will just keep going. Sounds about right. The power is in your hands, speak with your wallets or accept whatever they deem appropriate. And then here in the comment section, MMOG Fails pointed out something quite scummy. It reads right here, side note, I was told that Bethesda will be going after a few YouTube personalities to discredit this blog. Something about not biting the hand that feeds them. So look out for posts to see who the fakers are. So, according to this leaker, Bethesda's trying to skew the narrative by reaching out to certain people to have them market Fallout First as if it were a positive thing. And so MMOG Fail said, if there is a positive Fallout First video, watch it and see if you are given the whole truth. My past articles speak for themselves. Check them out before passing judgment. This leak makes me quite sad about how many bot YouTube personalities exist out there. Well, I can definitely tell you I'm not one of those sellouts. You've seen my videos these past few days. They're pretty critical about all this. I don't know how much of this I can believe because it is someone's word and some leaker who I don't know who they are and stuff, but they have a track record of accurate leaks. This also is on brand for a lot of video game companies who just want to skew the narrative, who want to put propaganda out there to make the stuff that they're doing as far as monetization goes seem better than it really is. If this is indeed true, I mean, holy crap. I mean, I guess it's not, I shouldn't be surprised that companies would use influencers to influence opinion positively about their brand, about their products, but to see a once beloved company like Bethesda, who were once confident in their products, who didn't need to pull crap like this to justify how good their games are, even if flawed, still compelling, to see them go down this path now, to see how low they have sunk. I don't know what else there is to say, except that we should keep in mind this is rumors and speculation level of information. So don't take this as confirmation, but be very mindful and careful moving forward, keeping an eye out on Fallout 76 and Bethesda as a company, because all of this seems on brand. And this leaker, again, has a history of accurate leaks. So I guess we'll see over the next few months how much of this pans out. I obviously hope that this individual is way off the mark about all this and that they're just BSing. But that seems more unlikely to me, my opinion, based on what I've seen Bethesda do. Based on how they've acted lately, and just based on the direction of the company. But that's just my take. I'd love to hear how much you trust this leak, and what your take is on the contents of these posts in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update and discussion video. Thank you for tuning in. To be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.